Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my messy garage. Today I'm going to do something that's not lawnmower related. Today I am working on a CB750, the 1981 that I bought here a little while ago. I pulled it in my garage and I parked it and I haven't done anything with it until today. Today I've pulled the seat off and the backrest off. I took the backrest off because there was rust all over it. I wanted to clean it all up and paint it, which I got it painted. And can you see it? Yeah, I got it hanging right there. So now I'm going to do a cold start on this, get it warmed up, and I have to change the oil. The oil has got 300 miles on it, but it's also 5 years old because the thing's sat for 5 years. So I'm going to do a cold start on it and get the oil changed here. As you can hear, it stumbles and fumbles and everything else, and then at first I forgot to turn the gas on again, but oh well, no big deal. And then once I turn the gas on, it quit stumbling and fumbling. But I don't know how old the gas is on here. I know it's old, and it stinks. You could smell that it's old gas being burned through there. So I don't even know how much is in there. Maybe a half a gallon of gas in there at the most. So I'm just gonna have to, when I get a chance. Heck, I even got I don't even have plates and insurance on it because I just haven't had time to go get it. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks here I'll have that all done, because there's a lot of things on it I want to fix, and I just don't, I just want it, no loose parts or anything like that. I've been going over the whole bike, and the tires are 5 years old and they're a little bit weather checked on them, and I'm gonna have to watch them. I don't think they're gonna make it through the summer, but I'll make it for the first couple rides, and I'll have to change the tires because I don't want to take a chance on when them things blowing out on me at 50 or 60 miles an hour. So I guess now I am going to change the oil on it. It should be nice and warm for me. Hopefully you can see all this. This bolt right here is a 17 millimeter. Yeah, it's on there. It's on there good. Oh boy. Someone's got her on there tight. Okay. Yep, she's warm. Especially the exhaust. It don't look too bad. It's a little dark, but not too bad. I notice as I'm changing oil, there is oil leaking in there someplace. So yeah, probably ride her this summer and then pull her apart. So more than likely I'll just drive her through the summer and keep watching that oil and see if it gets any worse or that oil leak. And I think it's just a gasket. And I'll have to pull that cover off. Maybe I'll just pull the cover off and see what it looks like. I might as well do that today because I have nothing else going on. Because the lawnmower I'm not going to bring home till later on tonight when the roads are somewhat dried out, so I don't get everything all full of road grime and everything. And so I can change the coil on that for tomorrow. So I'm going to change the filter here now. When I was putting that plug in, I was looking at that oil a little bit closer. I think that's oil from the chain. Probably Bob, the guy I bought it from, oiled the chain up because it is an O-ring chain, but he put some chain oil for O-rings just to keep the O-rings soft there. So that's probably what it is just the extra oil from that. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I'm still gonna watch it just like everything else. So might as well get that filter changed now. Okay. What can you see? Can't see much of anything. Okay, let's zoom in on that bolt. Yeah, one time somebody got in there with vice grips. There are teeth marks all over that thing. And it's a 12mm socket. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's over tightened up too. Someone's doing a lot of over tightening on this thing. I don't even know if this is going to come loose or I might strip this nut out. Yeah, okay. This is not good. Somebody over tightened it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to come out without rounding the head off. Damn it. Nope. Oh boy. This is going to be fun now. Okay, this isn't going to be good. I'm going to have to heat that bolt up slowly and try and break it loose, and that bolt is junk. So, oh well. It's an old bike. 37 years old, you never know who did what on it. And now I know a person that was working on this before me had issues with it and didn't go about it the right direction, I guess. So I'll just get back with you because I'm going to have to work at this. And I know it's going to take me a long time because I don't want to break nothing if I don't have to. So I'll get back with you as soon as I get this freed up. Okay, so what I did, what I come up with is what I've done before is I've welded a piece of plate on the bolt there, and we're going to see what happens, see if I can break it loose. We're doing that, it also heats the bolt up. Sometimes it helps it, sometimes it doesn't. Oh boy, that's on there good. Nope. Not enough weld. Now let's see what we can do with her this time. Tried it twice already, nothing's happening. Oh my. Something's making noise. I don't know if it's a metal making noise or what's making noise. Something is. gonna work. No, it's metal making noise. Oh, looky there. Slow persistence, a little bit of hard work. I don't know if it's snapping off, pulling threads out, or what it's doing, but it's coming out. I'm going to let that cool down a bit and then change the oil here. This has cooled down, and I am using a genuine Honda filter for this. So let's get this spun off. And also notice that I did pull a battery out before I did any welding on it because I didn't want to create a problem. And yeah, it's still a bit warm, but coming out. It's not pretty, but I'm not concerned about pretty, I just wanted it out. Spring in there. There should be a should be able to pull this out. There we go. And then there's an O-ring right there that has to be replaced. So, but before I do any of that, I gotta try and get this off without damaging this tube, because I don't have another bolt right now and I really don't want to wait for another one. They might have one in stock, but this is Saturday, and I'll see what I can do with this. I decided to leave that on there, and then I'll just put it back together. It's not going to hurt nothing. No one's going to really see it unless they're really looking for it, which some people might, some people might not, don't care. But I'm going to do is I'm going to have to change this O-ring and change all O-rings, and oh, a little bit of oil on me. A new O-ring and an old O-ring are two different sizes. And it's smaller. I gotta check my O-rings. And my O-ring kit is just a little bit smaller than this one, but it's bigger than the one that the filter came with. So I think I'm gonna try this. Worst it's gonna do is leak, and I'm gonna have to pull it back apart. It's no big deal. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, it holds tight, so that should work. Put a little bit of oil on there to make sure it's all good. There we go. Yeah, it's holding pretty tight in there. Well, that's good. And the spring that goes on top. And a new filter. And it works well. O-ring gonna fit on there. Yep, that will be fine. So now I gotta put some oil on that. See that? Somewhat. And then I don't remember which way it went on. This way? This way. Looks like this way. I don't know if I can see any of that. There's a notch right here, this filter to sit in. Guess I'm going to snug it up the same way it came off. Should be plenty tight. Almost looks like it belongs there, but not quite. So let's put some oil on her now. I think it took 4.5 quarts, but I can't remember if it did. And if it's been a long time since I owned one, so we'll start off. Just keep checking it, I guess. I am using 20W50 motor oil, synthetic. That was 3 quarts. Let's see if there's anything in there. Okay, 3 quarts shows full. So I'm going to have to get the battery started, or battery back in, and get this all back together so I can get started. Because it'll probably, once I start it up, I should fill it back up. And probably another 1/2 quart maybe, so it'll be like 3.5 quarts. So we'll see here in a minute. Okay, now that I've got the battery and everything back on, it's been about 2 hours on this, so it's sort of a cold start. So I'm just going to start it up again. But this time I will remember to turn the gas on. So, get most of everything in there. Yeah, most of everything in there. Gas is on. Key, full choke. Not quite. There's no oil leaks or anything, but one thing I did notice on this, I don't know if them lights are supposed to be on for running lights or not, but that's the only one that comes on. It doesn't stay on all the time, so I am going to have to check to see if they are or not. I cannot remember. It's been so long since I've had one of these. probably just a tail light here and then blinker there. I will have to check on that because I don't know. Don't remember. Okay, let's check the oil level after running it a bit. Should fill up that filter just a little bit. Oops. Okay, it is showing nothing on the stick, so that means it needs some more oil. I guess before I put the whole thing in there. And it's full. 3.5 quarts. That's good. Okay, that's a little more in depth of an oil change that I wanted to do. I really want to mess with a stuck bolt and doing welding and everything else, but that's what happens. You're dealing with the 37-year-old motorcycle. Things like that happen all the time, so it's kind of a fun thing to do. The forks on the front of this, they're air forks, or they have air in them, I guess. And they leak out over 3 days, so I'm going to have to rebuild them also. And then there's a Honda dealership that's in our town, so I'm going to go to order a seal kit from them, and I'm also going to order that bolt for that filter, or the filter housing I should say, to hold it on there. And I'm sure there's going to be more parts I'm going to order. I'm going to try and stick with the Honda parts and go from there, because I know I get everything on aftermarket parts, but I just like to put OEM parts in there just to feel a little more comfortable, a little more safer, I guess. And they're going to cost a little bit more, but it's a Honda dealership and they stock a lot of parts because they got a lot of bikes there. So, you know, they have all sorts. They take used ones and whatever on trade, so they have a little bit of everything there. So, I guess that's going to be it in my video. I wasn't really planning on doing that much. I was just going to change the oil, but you know, you kind of see how my thought process is on fixing things on stuck bolts. I learned that a long time ago. I don't remember. I think it was an old friend of mine I learned that from, and it's something that stuck with me. I'm sure it was about 20, 30 years ago I learned that, but it still sticks with you. So that is going to be the end of my video for today. It's a lot more in-depth of an oil change that I wanted to do, but that's what happens when you work with a 37-year-old bike. But I thank you for watching and subscribing. If you could check out the links in the description box below, it'd be greatly appreciated, because those links help support the channel and things that I'm doing with it. And everybody have a good evening, and we will see you at the next yard.